Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am here putting together a big work planner. So you're probably wondering why I am setting up a big work planner when I have a planner, and so I'll tell you the story as I get set up. I'm starting off here with expander discs, metal discs, black. I purchased these recently from Michael's, and I'm setting up a big work planner really just because I've been organizing my space, and I realized that I just really wanted to be able to use up some of these supplies that I have. I'm going to use this cover right here, just turn it inside out so that way I can have it on my expander discs right here. And what I'm going to be doing is putting together a big work planner from some of the leftover pieces of big outdated pages that I have in my space. Okay, as I finish up this last one, I'm realizing that the set I got only had 10, which is a total bummer. It's totally missing a disc. So I have to go into my space and find an 11th disc. I do know I have another set of black expander discs, but this is a good time for me just to kind of tell you the story as I'm digging through my stuff. I did set up a work planner recently during my July planner lineup series, and I decided to, for whatever reason, for me, just Frankenplanning is a lot more fun. It's messy, it's chaotic, but I feel like psychologically speaking, it's just better for me to have a planner that's kind of already set up to be messy, so that way I'm not tied to making my planner perfect. And so using a planner all the way through without making any changes to it was just kind of like one of those things that's not as exciting to me as being able to put together my own planner. So I did decide to gift the student habits. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the turquoise, black, and white planner that I got recently from the Happy Planner website during their Memorial Day sale. I decided to gift that classic size planner to Sophia's teacher for the end of the school year. I actually didn't give her one during the regular school year, but Sophia just finished summer camp with her teacher. And so I was able to gift that to her so that way she would have a planner for next year since it does start in August. I hope that she does use it, but I thought it would just be good to gift it to someone who might be able to use it and didn't really need to be redated or anything. So anyway, I just wanted to explain myself. I'm going to be setting up this planner pretty much with all the pieces that I want. I did find a disc, as you can see. And what I'm going to start off with is, again, this is just going to be remnants, leftovers of all these big Happy Planners that I have. In fact, this is pretty much all of the planner pages that I have, which is kind of exciting to get down to the end of it. So I'm going to start off with this first set of pages. These are all of the hello or nameplate pages, and I'm sticking all of them in here. I'll flip through it so that way you can kind of see it, but I am going to put them all in here. I don't anticipate using all of them, but maybe I will. I have no idea. But this is the first set. It has the year at a glance. It has the perpetual calendar pages, which are super colorful and bright. I love that. Here's the second page of it. One of the issues with the discs being brand new is it does take a little while to turn. So use the dryer sheet trick if you need to. Just take a dryer sheet and just kind of rub it on the page or the discs if you need to. There was a page missing here, so this set I don't know if I'll be able to use that set, but I'll stick it in here anyway. This third set, I actually really love this set. Initially I was just sticking it in here, but I decided, I just really love the look of it, so I'm going to move it to be the actual beginning page, the first page in here. So I'm going to put that in there and just get set up with that in the very front. So let me flip through it so you can kind of see it. I love it, how neutral that is. So it's just so far a nice mix of some neutral pages, some rainbow pages, Then here is a pastel set of pages. And so again, putting it in here, and I'll flip through it just so you can kind of see it. I won't flip through every single page for this entire video, but I just want to show you some of these kind of again, the remnants, the leftovers that I have. And then the last one is just a super old teacher edition. Back in the day, we didn't have the yearly overview or the year at a glance perpetual calendar pages. So I'm putting that in here. Now here is a giant stack of pretty much all of the remaining leftover pages for the big that I have. So the first couple of pages are going to be the monthly layout, which has this dashboard. You see how old this is. It's just randomly an April page. But I've used some pages. I have it's just just the leftovers, right? So I'm just sticking in the like basically the two kind of partial sets of monthly pages that I have. And so again, like I've used some pages. I think I've used like the double-sided task lists. I'm not quite sure what I've used. Then I do have some dashboard layout pages. Again, it's not enough to make like a full month, but like I have enough to like kind of just piece together week by week a planner. And so I'm putting in all the dashboard pages that I have. And so again, it's just a random mix here. You can see here I don't have like the left-hand side, but you know, I'm just putting it all in here. And I'm going to basically make this Big Happy Planner like a weekly planner. You'll see, I think later on, I have this set up to where we're going to be setting up the monthly pages, like the monthly spreads. But I'm just going to, for the time being, just decide to use it as like weekly pages only. Now, the rest of this stack are like teacher layout pages. And again, it is pretty much a random mix. I do know that I went ahead and tried to put them in like calendar year order. So like any pages that had January, any pages that had like February in like the corner, I did kind of put those together. But at the very end were some like kind of random pages that I would have to like redate a little bit more, like with covering up the month and the weekly pages. And so I pulled those out to kind of finish out the year 2020. I am setting up this planner for August, to start in August. Actually, a little bit of July, but mostly to start in August. And so you'll see that kind of set up as I move through. But these are the pages. Again, like it's not enough to make like any full month, and I'm just going to be using the weekly pages. So if there are like any pages that are kind of like, you know, it's like a week and then like I need to like skip a couple of pages to get to the next week, I think that'll be totally fine. I'll pretty much use only the weekly pages in here. And so these pages are again from random teacher planner, big teacher planners that I've had. And so I'm just sticking them all here. And then these sets right here are again outdated pages, but these are I kind of put into order. So you can see here I have January set up. This is just like a week, and then here is, you know, a January, February. And so I did kind of like put them into like the month order, or at least I tried to. So you'll see me kind of put those pages in. So I'm going to speed through some of this. I'll flip through it so you can kind of see it, but we're going to like just stick all these pages in here at this point. Okay, a few more things I have pulled here. Again, just all the remnants that I have. These are some outdated tool pages. These are daily on one page. And you can see here, these are for January, but what I think I'm going to be doing is basically whiting out the date that's in the corner, whichever side the dates are on. And what I'm going to do is just use this for those days where I feel super extra busy and I need to take extra to-do lists or write down extra tasks, or like there's just so much happening that I want to like write all like the plans for work out on like an hourly schedule. And so I'm going to put all of the pages that I have left in here. I did pull or set aside all of the pages that I'm planning to use for 2022, which basically runs from August until December, and again outdated, but I'm using pretty much through the end of December a set of pages. And so these are again just the remaining pages that I have that I'm setting up for starting in August for work. And so I'm sticking all of these pages in here. Again, just trying to use all of it, guys. Like I really love being able to use up supplies, and I'm at the point now with my big Happy Planner items, none of my other sizes, but definitely with the big Happy Planner, where I am like almost done, or like, you know, by the end of 2023 I will have used all of these pages. I mean, I hope at least. And so that to me is just so exciting. And again, that's one of the reasons I love Frankenplanning, being able to kind of put together my own planner. I just love being able to do that. And so I've got all these pages in here. And now what I'm going to pull is all the stuff that I'm going to need to set up the monthly side of things. And so I have a set here of tool monthly pages. It's kind of like a month on one page. And since it's for the big, I feel like that's enough room for me. I really don't use a monthly calendar for work all that often, but what I'm going to do is kind of put this, the way I'm sectioning it is like there's some yearly stuff, and then there's going to be a section of like monthly stuff. And so all the yearly stuff is like the perpetual calendar stuff and all these nameplate kind of like hello pages. And then I'm going to put the monthly pages in here and have the monthly layout pages for just like some random to-do lists. And then starting with kind of like these dashboard layout outdated pages, I will start the weekly pages. And so again, these weekly pages will be just the weeklies that I'll be using. And so what I'm going to do is pretty much like set up the dividers, and I wanted to show them to you. The first one, well, I'm not going to read them all to you, but like I think they're so cute, right? So I love this one. This one is just a gorgeous like fall design. I love that. These are from, again, like random teacher planners, or like just planners, big planners that I have, mostly teacher ones, because that's the size that makes the most sense to me. I love having the dividers be in like the school year order, and so it has August, September, October, November, December, those 5 months in a row. And then it starts back over and it's January, February, March, April, and May, which is basically my spring semester in a row. And then June and July, which is my summer semester. And those two tabs are kind of together like that. And it just makes sense to me to have the dividers kind of go in that flow. And so like being able to basically start with the top tab with the beginning of each semester, it's just like, it just makes my heart happy to be able to do that. So I pretty much only buy teacher planners in the big size just for the dividers. And so again, here are all the dividers that I plan to kind of stick in here. I did decide to get a set of like basically 17 dividers. I would have gotten 18, except July is pretty much over at this point. And so I'm just going to start with August, like I said. And what I'm going to do is put the divider here kind of where the weekly pages will start. And so it's the beginning, like between like the monthly layout pages and these kind of like weekly pages that I'm going to, at this point, redate. Now, I'm going to speed through this part, but what I'm going to do is basically white out all the things that are outdated. So that includes the year, the actual dates. And for the dashboard layout, I'm just going to go ahead and white out the days of the week as well. I did leave the month August in the corner because this is for August. I'm using these dates that I purchased from Amazon. These numbers are, I had to search for them, but they're essentially consecutive numbers, consecutive 1 to 100 numbers in like, I think a 1/2 inch size. And I think they're perfect for redating. Obviously I don't use all the way to 100, but it's just nice to have extra numbers in case I need them. And again, like I just go through, white out all the days of the week, the dates and everything, and just anything that's outdated, I will white out and replace with my new numbers. And I'm going to do this for pretty much all of August. One of the things that I do for this week, you'll see in just a second, is like I have this missing 19 here. So I take the 91 and I just flip the two numbers, backwards, and I just make my own 19. So again, like it's really nice to have the extra numbers for that reason, just because, it'll be nice to be able to set it up. Now right here, it's kind of weird because like I'm missing the left-hand side, like the actual dashboard side of the dashboard layout, but I decided just to go ahead and white it out and use the left-hand side as is with like the currently things. I forgot to white out the holidays, but I'm just going to go ahead and use the left-hand side. It will just be one long task list. That's pretty much what I do for work. And so I set that up, and then I'm just going to move to September and just continue doing the same thing. Here for September, I do have to white out the month as well as the dates and the days of the week and the year. So pretty much at this point is an undated planner, and I just go through and continue numbering, and I love being able to do that. So once I finish one set of the consecutive numbers, I just move to the next sheet. I did buy a pack of like 100, so I have plenty of like years or months to be able to date it. And so I'm just going to go through and date pretty much, I think I'm just going to redate like a set, like pretty much all of the dashboard layout pages, which I don't really know how many weeks worth I have, but I'm just going to finish this out until I redate all of the dashboard, and we'll see how far into 2022 we get with that. I did speed this video up to 4 times real-time speed, so it's at 4 times the speed of like what I did in real life, but it did not take that long at all to redate. And so now I am shifting into like the teacher layout, and what I decided to do is pull one of those remnants that I have that's just a single week. I didn't want to like use like a 2-week or 3-week kind of like collection. And so I pulled one that was pretty much just a single week to redate and be able to like finish out the month of September. And that's where we're going to stop pretty much. I'm going to stop with September since we're moving into the teacher layout. Here I did white out the month, but I'm not going to do anything with the sidebar. I think for the teacher layout, I'm just going to cover the left-hand side with stickers or like just a giant sidebar. So I'm not going to worry so much about redating that part of it. And so yeah, what I'm going to do at this point is stick in the rest of the dividers. What I'm going to do is stick pretty much all of them right here. Actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and count how many dates or how many weeks I need for each month. So October needs several weeks, and I'm just going to make sure that I have enough. Like it's going to be either 4 or 5 weeks, right? And so I'm going to make sure that I have enough pages for that. And then here, because I have like 4 pages, I want to finish out the month with like just a set that's again just a single week. So I'm trying to find one that's just a single week, and here's one that is just a single week, and I'm going to pull that out and just kind of use it to finish out October. And so once I put that in there, I hope this makes sense. Like I just want to be able to have like the 5 weeks instead of like having 6 or 7 weeks, and I can use these dividers to separate. All right, so then for November I need 1, 2, 3. And again, here is going to be a 4 and a week 5 and a week 6. And I don't need quite that many. I only need, again, just a single week. And so I'm going to flip through here to try to find a single week. Now, I think that I have some extra like November pages. So I'm going to flip to that section and try to see if I have a November that's just a single week. And here is a single November week. So it's like basically the calendar page and then like the currently page. And so again, just double checking, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4, the one that I'm including. So I'm going to stick that in there, and I'm not going to do it for all like this entire planner, but I am going to finish out the semester, the fall semester, and I'll do December as well. In fact, for December, I only worked like a week or 2 in December, and so what I'm going to do is like pretty much leave the rest of these pages in here, I mean, to be honest. And so I did take them out initially, but I do pretty much stick them right back in here. And so like I'm starting here, which is not really where I wanted to start. I wanted to like start where I had already kind of like organized it a little bit with like the January start pages, but I'm going to stick all the dividers in here. That's kind of my visual reminder that I haven't actually like organized the back half of this planner, the 2023 section of it, but I'm just going to stick all the dividers that I have pulled out to use for this 2022-2023 planner and get them all in here. And, you know, just at this point, be like 90% done with this setup. And by the way, like for those of you curious, like the packing and moving is like extremely exhausting. I am tired all the time. So anyway, just a side note there. All right, these are the pages that I really actually wanted to be in the December section. They will end up, I mean, I'm probably not going to use them in December, right? But I just kind of want it to be there just in case. And I have enough pages to kind of round out or finish out 2022. And then all the rest of the pages are here for 2023 that I can use, and they will start in this section. And then at the very back, I have the daily pages that I will use for those like super busy days that I have. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. The last thing here are all of my monthly pages. Now, I showed you the tool pages earlier, and those are set up to be big, right? But I also, at some point in my life, created these classic size monthly pages. I'm just kind of flipping through it so you can kind of see it. But I did kind of redate it. I took out all like the irrelevant holidays because I was just kind of like using a random set of dividers that kind of had the correct date but not the correct month. And so I did change out the month and, you know, took out the year. And I want to go ahead and use these. These were initially for my work planner, and now they're returning to be in my work planner. And so I'm flipping to the very beginning of my planner at this point to set them at the very beginning with all the rest of my monthly pages. And so what this means is at this point, I'm going to use those classic size pages for August through December of 2022. And I actually think it might have like July in there as well. But I'm going to use it for July through December of 2022. And then the tool monthly page right here that you see on the right, I'll start that in 2023. And so that will be very exciting. And then the last thing, which I kind of don't know if this is where it's going to live, but I have these checklist pages. Again, this came from the setup that I had for my work planner in July, but these are the checklists that I like to use to keep track of those routine tasks that I have. And so I'm just going to put these pages in here. And so, yeah, like there's some that are like kind of more of a pastel shade, and then some that are like a brighter, more vibrant color. And so I do make sure that those pages are kind of matched up together. Yeah, so like these are the rainbow, more vibrant colors, and then here's some like more pastel colors. So I just want to make sure that they're in the right places. Here goes the pastel going back to where it belongs. And one of the things that I did do in that previous setup video for my work planner was show you how to kind of cut these pages down, so that way you don't have to rewrite the list over and over again. So all those pages are in there. And then right here on the side is that July planner, or like the July monthly that I mentioned. So I want to stick that in here. So now I am pretty much set up for the entire 18-month period, July 2022, which is right now, all the way through December 2023. And so we're going to do a super quick flip through. I'm pretty much talking you through the major sections. I'm not flipping through every single page, but I do have a big happy planner set up for work now on expander discs with this cover flipped inside out. I have a bunch of nameplates, which I probably won't use most of that, but it's in here. Then I have a classic size that I had put together previously all the way until December 2022. Then the tool monthly pages that I'll use for 2023 monthlies. There's some monthly layout pages that I will use just to track some big monthly events. And then I have my checklist stuff, which I do track on a monthly basis, which is why I kind of felt like it should go here, but it might be where I have it in some other section. If you want to know what these labels are, I do have that in the previous work planner setup video. And then I start with my weekly pages. And so I'm going to be using only the weekly pages here, not the monthly view or any of these like kind of the pages, but I did go ahead and redate August and September, including this one random page. But then like it's set up pretty much for weekly only, and I will tape it down at some point so that way it just kind of flows week to week with like the tabs just kind of separating things by month. And then at some point, like right here at the end of September, it does shift to teacher layout pages. I did set up the rest of 2022 with the correct number of pages for October, November, and December, with December having some extra pages. But then all the rest of my teacher layout pages are kind of stuck in here for 2023. And then at the very, very back is the daily pages from Tool that I'll be using just for the super busy days that I have for work. And so I will just kind of undate it and use it and put the date on there with a pen, and that'll be it. So that is my setup now for my work planner. Super excited to be able to use all of the supplies up, and I'm looking forward to a great academic year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.